Hello, it's Caroline at For the Love of Crochet. It has been a while. I've missed you and I have lots to share. I've been working on a lot of crochet gifts, a lot of sewing gifts, a lot of handmade things, and creativity hasn't stopped, and I figured I better get a video going. I've given so much away, so I may have a few clips put together. But I'm gonna start with some little mug cozies that I made. So I'm going to start with crochet and then move on to some really cool sewing projects that I'm so excited about. I'm right at a good spot. I'm learning so much. All right, so here's some mug cozies. I saw these online and I knew that I wanted to give them a try, but I didn't have any mugs with me when I was crocheting them. And so as you could see, it's not snug. So I think next time I'm going to get a mug, have it with me and crochet. So many mugs are so different in size. And so it didn't come out the way I had hoped. This is a very chipped mug, but it's a very well-loved mug. It was my mother's mug and it's ceramic, and you can see all the marks from painting it and being dipped. It's a favorite. It's perfect. Anyway, I made it and I thought, well, let me see if it works, but it did not quite work. It's very loose, so I'm gonna have to go a little snugger on this. And this is Hobie cotton that I used. Okay, then I made another one. This was the first one I made. This one was extremely big, but we have very big mugs. So this is probably not giving you any encouragement to make one, but you know, I had to do what I had to do. So the handle is different on each mug, and then, you know, the size of it is different. But again, it's just too loose. This was the first one I made, and this is a huge mug. So I'm gonna have to give another go at that one, but it's already weaved in. So we'll see what I can do with that. They looked so cute, those mugs on the little picture, you know, when you see them. I think it was a tutorial. But yeah, I just didn't do it good. So I gifted a bunch of bunnies and I did post them on Instagram, I think. So here's a picture of one of the bunnies. Now this bunny, oh my goodness. So in my mind, I wanted to give it overalls, but I wanted to crochet as if it was wearing the overalls. So I didn't have to construct them separately. And then I made the mistake of going and going and going, and then I just, oh no, wait a minute, it's a full bodysuit. So since she has a little cat beanie, I just figured, well, it's a bunny in a cat suit. And then I gave her a little granny bag, and everyone really loves when you give your little toys a granny bag. So this was a gift for the bus driver right before spring break, so I gave it to her. I know I made the 4 other bunnies I had made. My sister took them to her work and put them in a bowl, a basket, and all of them sold. So that was nice. Okay, it's a great pattern. Another thing that I was gifting to friends and family, I made these cute little washcloths. Now this is a cotton from Hobby Lobby. It is so cute. Now I got this idea from MJ Off the Hook, and I made it in so many different colors, and I gave them, you know, when we went over for spring, for Easter dinner, I took some of these. I made a lot, and I also made bowls, baskets, and I put these in a basket. I have a little video here, so I'll show you. So yeah, I just really, really loved presenting the washcloths this way. They're just so cute. I really, really liked it. So next year, I think I'm gonna put a bunch of baskets together with these little washcloths and see if they sell as well at my sister's work. because I really enjoyed making them, and they're a nice quick project that, you know, could give me a little extra cash but not have to and just some extra cash. So something I've already made. Another thing that I've been making are my go-to washcloths. These are the African flower pattern, and I just basically use scrubby yarn. So one side is cotton and one side is all scrubby. And then for the cotton side, I put the center as scrubby, so that way it still has some scrub on that side. I really love making these and giving them as gifts as well. So great little gift when you're going to someone's house. Okay, let's see, that's that. Now I pulled out, I wanted to make these into a garland. These are something I made a couple of years ago, and I put them in cards. This would be really cute as a bookmark or sewn onto a basket. And it's these little tiny, what's it called? Applique maybe type bunnies. So they're all crocheted in granny square, and I believe I got the pattern off Pinterest. Very cute. Here's the other side. So no face, but of course you could embroider a face and they would look really cute on a basket. Or I made several of them and I wanted to make them really hard, so I wanted to put like Mod Podge on them. And I think it would be really cute across a window seal, a window panel, you know, just at the top, a little swoop. So cute. Or a fireplace, or a mantle, or a garden. So I have quite a few of these, and I did not make my garland yet, but I found these I made these a couple of years ago, and I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna put some glue on them, harden them up so that they don't curl up, and then hang them outside or hang them in a garden. Something, I'm gonna do something, but I just found those and they're so cute. I wanna do something with them. Okay, my little washcloth. Okay, so from, I think last video I was making bowls and baskets, bowls, whatever you want to call them. And I ran out of yarn. So I finally got some more yarn, and I left the tail because I'm not sure if I want to add more to it. But this is a 5-weight yarn, very big, and I believed I used MJ Off the Hooks pattern for this bowl. I think, I'm not sure. So this folds over, hopefully to give it some structure, but it doesn't give it structure. So I want to insert that little plastic canvas and put it inside the rim, and that way it'll make it nice and sturdy and upright. And this is going to be a little cat bowl for my daughter-in-law and my youngest son. So they have some cats and they like getting into bowls. So this is going to be for them. So yeah, I've been busy. Okay, now I have been crocheting along with no, I have not been crocheting along, okay? I've been doing the 52 Granny Squares, I don't know where the book is, but I'm drawing a blank. This person is hosting the Crochet Along, and I've been making squares, but again, I put that off to the side because I've been having fun making whatever I want. But I did crochet another one of these. So I just used different colors, and I'm using all fall colors because I'm trying to get rid of these yarns. And I don't know what squares these are, but they're all from that 52 weeks of Granny Squares. I don't remember the name of the book. There it is. But I have made quite a few of them. Still need to tie in my ends, of course. And there's another one. Okay, and then the rest are old ones. So I've made this many since last I've shared. and I have them all ready in what rows I want them to go in. So I have them clipped together, but I have a nice stack. And so I'm looking forward to now just making ones that I'm comfortable with. I gave up on trying to do them all because so many of them I had a hard time with when they were super different and which stitch it went into. It was just too much work for when I want to relax. This crochet is when I get in my chair right there where my little baby dog right there is, and I don't mind getting challenged, but if it's too challenging that I can't watch something and crochet at the same time and enjoy it, then it's out the door. And so I just went back to some ones that I really enjoyed making, and that is that. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's anything else I've crocheted. Oh, I did. Oh, I made this cute little jar. I put that on my Instagram. Here it is. I really, really loved how this came out, and it's just so simple. You know, it takes something that I love making, which is granny squares, and making it so cute. And it was so well received. They loved it. Who was this a gift for? I'm drawing a blank. Okay, so I made this sweet little jar, and it was such a nice little gift, a little sweet treat, and take something that I love, making granny squares and using up some yarn, and it's just such a lovely little gift. Okay, and I don't know what else I've crocheted, but I do have lots of sewing, and I'm gonna start with my most happy moment. Happy. Oh, I learned to paper piece with this book. Oh, it's got the glare. This is a very detailed book on how to paper piece this one little design. And it tells you everything from what paper to how to stitch it, to how to pick your fabric, to how to pick the right size fabric. It had it all. But no matter what, I did this in an in-class session at my local sewing shop at Authorized Back and Sew, and oh my goodness, it was, I've been admiring paper piecing for so long, and I know that it's easy, I know that it's simple, but I know it makes you take a super hard, no, makes you piece together some exquisite designs so easily. But I wanted to get babysat through the process. And this class that was held at my Authorized Back and Sew was just perfect. And it is exactly what I needed. And this is what I made. Oh, so cute. So instead of taking you to my design wall over there, oh, I have it pinned. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. So all of this is paper pieced. And so you get this little point. I wonder if you could see it better if I take it off. Oh yes. So this little triangle right here above the heart is the whole heart block is paper pieced. And then I just put a border on it. And that's exactly what you do in that book. Now she used Tula Pink fabrics, and she made it super bold and bright. And I went against my go-to, which is bold and bright. Anyway, I went against that, and I tried to stay very delicate and not so bold. I love how this came out, and I don't think the video is doing it any justice, but I am so proud that I did this. And instead of turning it into a wall hanging, I thought about turning it into a pillow, but I changed my mind because I'm making this huge Jen Kingwell quilt, and I think this is going to be the perfect addition to put in there to replace some really extravagant quilt blocks in there that are hard to sew. so hard to sew. And so I think I'm going to use this to take the place of one of those. So that is one. Glad that my local sewing shop held a little class for this. It was perfect and it was just what I needed, because I have been eyeing Liz Taylor Handmade on YouTube, and she has the most gorgeous paper piece patterns. She just came out with a book, and it is so cheap. You get so many patterns. This one is $15, and she's basically teaching you how to paper piece, but you just get this little heart. That's it. Liz Taylor Handmade has the most amazing book out, and it's called Paper Pieced Quilt Blocks. Look at these flowers. Aren't they just stunning? They're so gorgeous. They're so beautiful. Oh my goodness. So I've been eyeing this book, and I've been a fan of her page. I got my little bookmark. This was handmade by Julie, KS Mom Crochets, made that lovely bookmark for me. And I just want to show you, she has all of these little buggy patterns and bird. Oh, look at the snail. I want to make the snail. And over here she has all the flowers. So cute. This is jam-packed. She also has several stem patterns to go with your flowers. I am dying to make this one. She even has mushrooms in here. Let me see, how many patterns do you get? 30 nature-inspired designs and beautiful sampler projects. And I believe I got this for $22 off Amazon. This is the designer. You will see her on YouTube. She is so fun to watch. She has so many cute things that are free. She even has free paper piece patterns and this lovely collection of paper pieced. Now, what you do is you copy these designs onto paper, and basically I sewed on a regular piece of paper and I made one of the birds. She has more than one bird in there. Now I kind of messed up. Of course. I messed up on this one. It was supposed to be white. I thought it was the branch. So one of the tips I would recommend is to color your paper so you know, okay, that one's supposed to be white, that one's supposed to be pink. Because I would have to look at the paper and like, is that gonna be white or is that gonna be pink? Or is that gonna be the bird? So I messed up on this. It's supposed to be white. I thought it was this branch, so that's why I messed up. And then I thought giving it a 3-tone would be good, but I think this should have been this color to make it even stand out more. And then I think, what else did I mess up on? I think that's it. And then I basically just used a scrap basket, and the tiniest little scrap piece, the tiniest little paper piece is this there's one tiny little triangle right there. This was so easy. And then you just rip out the paper. I think I left, yeah, there's still some paper on here because I don't think it's a big deal. But there is special paper you can buy that's supposed to be easier, but I didn't find it easier. So I am so happy I was able to make this. I'm so proud of this, and I think I may add this one to my Jen Kingwell big sampler. I'm doing this one, Green Tea and Sweet Beans by Jen Kingwell. And you see how busy this is? Well, there are some blocks in here that are incredibly difficult. And I can't see it on here right now, but super detailed. And there's some challenging blocks in there for me. So instead of doing that block, I think I'm going to insert my little birdie or my little hearts, whichever one fits best. So yeah, so I'm doing this one, and I'm actually doing paper piecing, English paper piecing. So This is so funny because I learned to paper piece, English paper piece, by a YouTube that Tula Pink put on, and she was such a great tutorial on how to do these. But now I'm going to put these together because I have all the rows put together, but now I got to put my rows together, and it's going to be this section right here. There's a bunch of hexagons. Anyway, that's too detailed to share with you. I'll put that in another video. But I'm really happy that I learned to paper piece, and I'm so excited that I get to make more stunning patterns from this. It's so cool. I was on a mission to make bowls. I made a bunch of crochet bowls in my last video, and this is one bowl that I had not finished, but it's a sewn bowl. So I have some little turtles in here, and you can see where I join. Now this is a super cool technique on how, and I did that to cover the join, and you can put like a button or a rock or a flower, a stone if you wanted to glue that. So this is really cool, and I wanted to make a platter. I wanted a very wide bowl. What I'm gonna use it for, I don't know. Maybe I'll decorate my kitchen and just put it up. I don't know. But this is what I made. Finished. I had already started it, but I didn't finish it. And I used a lot of the stitches from my machine to make that. And again, this was a class offered at my authorized vac and sew, and the teacher of that is coming out with a book on how to make bowls, and it's going to be released in a couple of weeks. So looking forward to that. Okay, so after I finished that bowl, I was like, I really want to get this down, because whenever I want to make a basket for Easter or as a homecoming gift or a hostess gift, I wanted to have this down. So even though I made that bowl, it was under the supervision of the professionals, the experts on how to make bowls, but I still didn't feel comfortable starting it on my own. So I think now I got it down, and I took one more class. And I made just a straight bowl. Now this is gonna be a bread bowl, or a roll, you know, bread where you put your rolls in here. And so that's why I knew how to wrap the fabric. I knew how to do that part. So I really just wanted to get the technique down, and this is a great little bowl. I love it for the center of the table for putting bread, muffins. So cute. Now, so I did it under her supervision still, but then I was able to do it at home. I'm so happy. It's gonna be a gift, and for my aunt, and I made this like bread napkin to go over the rolls. Isn't this fabric just so beautiful? Oh, I just love it. And this is, I made it like you would a self-binding baby blanket, so it just overlaps. And then I even signed it. My machine can do words, and it's, my husband couldn't read it, but it says handmade with love from Caroline. Handmade for my aunt, love, Caroline. And you can't see it because I use such light thread right here, but it's there. And this is how I would think to use it. This is one, I think this is one of the patterns in the bowl book that's going to be coming out by Denise, is her name. And thankfully, we are blessed enough to have her at the local sewing shop. She lives local. And then I made mine extra long. So I wanted her to be, not only just to put it through the holes here, but to be able to cover whatever she has in here. But my favorite side is this side. Ta-da! Isn't that so cute? Put some little rolls and muffins and bread. I think it's so cute. I probably made it too long, but oh well. I really love the fabric. Okay, so I made 2 of these bowls, and this is the other fabric I was thinking about. I think that's perfect for little cupcakes or muffins. But I decided to go with more classy for my aunt. So I'll probably make this one into a napkin and have a little muffin bowl. One more thing. I did make another bowl. Again, I really wanted to be comfortable with making bowls as gifts, and I didn't finish gluing it yet, but I just made this cute little bowl, and this one's fabric wrapped. Now this is a fabric that I have not worked with. It's been sitting in my pile because I didn't like it. Even though this is like my signature color, the tiny print, I didn't want to use it. I didn't like it. So I decided to turn it into a bowl because this was practice for me. And look at how cute it came out. I think it came out so nice, and now I love it. Now I love the fabric. I messed up in the middle. So I should have fabric wrapped the center when I started, and now I know that. So that's why we practice. Now this right here, I'm just gonna burn and glue down right there, and that'll be that. Isn't that a lovely little design? I think it's so cute. So I think I got it now. Practice makes perfect. Both my daughter-in-laws have taken on sewing. One has done more, and one has more like used it for everyday things like hemming pants. And I invited them over and we had a little sewing sesh. It was so nice. I taught them how to make a little zippy, boxy bag, and they both came out great. They both loved it. I'm so happy. It was such a joy to be able to teach them, because a couple years ago I was completely lost, and now I feel confident enough to share and teach. And so it was such a joy. Anyway, and she made me a gift. One of them made me a gift as a thank you, and she made me this little book bag with this hand-tied bow. It's so cute to keep my journal or a book you're reading. It's a little book bag, and I love this fabric. Love, love, love. So pretty. And so I've been keeping my journal, even though I haven't been writing in it lately. And she even put labels. Like, she has really taken it on. She's loving it. So that was nice to get a gift. Last thing I'm gonna share. I have made these before, and they are journal covers for your little notebooks that you can get anywhere, the student journals. Well, I'm part of my club class, and the club class was trying to teach us how to do applique. And so getting comfortable with our machines, Janome, it was Janome Club. So we practice with this cute little gnome. Now she had already pre-cut these, so all we had to do was applique them. And then she had made these cute circles. I forgot the little template she used, but she made them, and so she let us use them. And I tried to put thoughts in the circle, and it didn't come out as I wanted it to, but nonetheless, this was practice, and it was a lot of fun. I really love this fabric because it looks like it's I forget what that fabric's called that you embroider on. And I had made I didn't have a ribbon to make. I wanted to put a ribbon in here because I've done that before, and I completely forgot to put the ribbon in. But I'm gonna open it back up and just stick the ribbon in because that's easy enough. And I wrote something on it and I put, create the life you want. And then I put just this little design right there. So I'm gonna open it up, unstitch a few things, you know, just unstitch a little bit, stick it in, then sew over it. So that way I have a little ribbon. So that was really cool. That was really fun. And then being a part of the Janome Club at the Authorized Rack and Sew, you become a class, you become friends with all the other ladies that have Janomes, and you share projects and ideas and tools and everything. So it's been really nice. Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna share today. Let me know what you've been working on. I hope you had a lovely Easter, and I shall see you again, hopefully sooner than later. Bye.